Peachtree Audio, absolutely awesome integrated product, direct to consumer now, but a lot of good deals can be found on the internet. They'll sell from between $400 to $700. This guy is actually for sale after we recondition it. So a lot of times clients will bring in old toys to get new toys. Sometimes they just want to get rid of old toys and move or whatever, and that's what we're doing here. So this is going to be a complete teardown of a Peachtree. It actually is easier than it looks. So I'm not going to give you a Batman origin story about where Peachtree came from. We're just going to jump right into it. All right, so this is what you would call a shell type of casing. So meaning it's got a complete left, top, bottom, left, right, up, down, whatever. Everything is encased in a particular shell, very much like a turtle. So you can install and remove the amp in particular fashion. Usually it doesn't matter if it's a vintage piece of equipment, doesn't matter if it's Marantz or Teak or Technics or whatever, they typically all come apart the same way. So there's a little trick. So in most cases, there will be screws on the top of this device and screws on the bottom of this device. Since there are no screws on the top of this device, that tells me that it is a complete cartridge that just slides in and out, and now we're gonna start on the bottom. Now, I cheated. I've torn this thing apart before, so we're gonna do it again. However, I do know that there is a ridge, and there typically is a thicker ridge on the front and in the back of the unit, meaning it is safe to turn upside down. If there's not a thick ridge, my typical way to disassemble something like this is to turn it on its side and just kind of hold it like this. That way it's gonna slide up or down, and it's not gonna basically turn upside down. But since we cheated already and we know that this guy has a thick front and back, that it is completely okay to turn upside down. Now, the posts that I was talking about are the foot screws on the bottom of this unit. So in most cases on a cartridge style slide out installation of this particular style of device, you're gonna have 4 screws, 1, 2, 3, and 4. That is the only thing that symmetrically goes across the bottom of this particular amplifier. There's no other screws on the top. There's none really in the back or the front, because they designed it that way just to be sleek and cool looking and vintage looking. So now we're gonna tear it apart. Got my trusty screw gun here. Just gonna zap these 4 out. If you are not comfortable using a screw gun, I will tell you that use a hand screwdriver. It is no big deal. I've just been using power tools for a long time. If you're new to power tools, you just want to make sure to set a light clutch or tension. Not really with loosening, it's just tightening. You don't make sure you don't want to over tighten things. There's nothing here that's high tension or holding up weight or anything like that. So just make sure to be nice to it when you're putting it back together. So now I can see that it's already loosening up. So we're just gonna give it a gentle push from the back here, and voila, there we go. So that top and bottom ridge that I was talking about earlier is right here. So if you look at the thickness of this and the thickness of that, that's just enough, because its inset is going to gently hold this thing inside of the casing. Now, most of these on open market that you see for sale typically need a tube replacement, or there's a bank of fuses. If Hannah wants to zoom in, she can kind of see that. Hopefully there's a bank of fuses right here. I'm pointing to the wrong thing because I'm blinded by the light. There's a bank of fuses right here actually that typically need to be serviced. Now I know what you're thinking. You're like, well, Justin, where do I find the fuses? You can find them on Amazon, or if you're in a hurry for one because you just don't want to wait for your toys to be fixed, an auto parts store. Cars use these particular type of fuses. They have a whole aisle full of them that you can go down and browse and just match the correct fuse, and they work beautifully for all of this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the fuses. We're gonna kind of give an overview of the capacitors here, make sure all the caps are none of the caps are swollen and all that stuff. And then we're gonna change the tube out, which the tube gently twists and pops out just like a light bulb. If you're going to take the tube out yourself, then you want to make sure and you put on a pair of gloves or use a soft rag to pull it in and then put the new one out. The reason why is because they will absorb skin oils and you will pop your brand new tube but as it heats up. So you just want to make sure that you don't have grubby hands, or even if you have clean hands, that you just want to make sure that your skin oil doesn't seep down into the tube. But that's it. The Peachtree Audio, this is a phenomenal product, a highly reviewed product. A lot of good deals to be had. This one is actually going to be for sale within the next couple days. We're going to put it on the market. So if you're interested in a really good amplifier, this is the Nova 125 SE. So 200 watts at 4 ohms, 125 watts at 8 ohms, both channels driven. It was a trendsetter back in the early 2000s. So this was just a really fun, I would venture to say, one of their top selling pieces. Peachtree Audio is still very much around. We cannot be a dealer for them because they went direct to the direct to consumer market. So, but they actually have vintage stuff on sale on their website that you can find as well. So that's it. That's how to take apart a Peachtree Audio Nova SE 125 in record time. And yes, I did cheat, but we're not going to talk about that. So putting it back together is actually quite simple as well. You're just going to slide it back in the casing ever so slightly, or ever so gently, not slightly, but gently. The vents go on the back, so that tells you what part is front and back. So you're gonna slide this joker right back into place, just like so, and we're in. We're gonna pop him upside down. We're gonna screw in our 4 feet, and that's it. That's the tear down and rebuild of a Peachtree. Not much to it. Really easy to work on. Probably one of the most easiest to work on integrateds out there. And again, go have some fun. Find one. They're fun to tinker with. They're fun to play with. And there's some really good deals out there that all it really needs is a tube replacement, and they couldn't figure out how to do it. Now you know how to do it. So that's it. If you have any questions, please call us at 281-296-6600, Define Audio Video. You can find us on info@DefineAV. This YouTube channel, please like or subscribe. We have people calling us from all over the country. It's so much fun that talking to yourself makes a difference. As long as you don't argue with yourself, that's a completely different thing. But so much fun. We're having a lot of fun with the YouTube stuff and the teardown stuff. If you need help taking something apart, or have questions about vintage hi-fi gear, or maybe need a value of your hi-fi gear, give us a call, 281-296-6600. Define Audio Video, your one-stop audio video shop. We'll see you in a bit.
Like or subscribe on YouTube. Define Audio Video, your one-stop audio video shop. Please give us a call, 281-296-6600. Audio, video, lifestyle, Define Audio Video. See you in a bit.